celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
In 2008, a group of 4 women came together to create a playground by the beach for kids to have fun.
We thought it would be great to have a playground at the beach. We live in a community that's on the water, and it would be really fun to be able to appreciate that. There was a playground here originally, but it was in the backwoods and there were mosquitoes. It was very, very unappealing and no one wanted to go there. Building and designing and fundraising the playground definitely took a good amount of time.
We had to fund it. It was $250,000. We had an estimate given to us. We had to fundraise for that amount of money, and we started out with different ways of doing that.
One of my good friends did PR, one did the graphic design. I ended up being in charge of selling all of the bricks. We had someone doing the playground design, and we were all moms who were mothers of preschoolers who had just left the workforce.
We approached a lot of different big companies, and they said they couldn't fund us. We weren't really reaching the amount that we needed to reach. We decided to go ahead and ask the Darien Foundation for a large donation to kind of kickstart the campaign.
The Darien Foundation wanted us to expand the project a little bit because they felt like the playground was really only for the 2 to 6-year-olds. Once the Darien Foundation agreed to pledge money, the town agreed that we could put swings in.
When other people heard that we had gotten money from the Darien Foundation, they were able to say, well, this is going to happen. This idea is actually going to come to fruition. So a lot of people then came on as funders. Local businesses came. More families decided to buy bricks because they knew that this playground was really going to happen. It wasn't just some pipe dream of 19 moms.
Well, one of the great aspects of the playground as we designed it was that we had it open to the beach because the kids love running back and forth to the water and then back to the playground. One of my favorite parts of the playground is that it's in the shape of the nautical theme with the ship and the lighthouse, given that it's on the beach.
It's because of the playground that the parents come and really take the time and enjoy, have their coffee, and watch their kids grow up and have fun.
Playground by the Sound has been an important part of the community for 10 years. During our 3rd annual Weed Beach Fest this June, we made the playground kind of a center point of the actual event. In honor of the 10th birthday of the Playground by the Sound, the Darien Foundation hosted our Kids Cove, and for the first time we were able to offer it open and free to the public for over 400 kids to enjoy, and we are so thankful for the Darien Foundation.
The Playground by the Sound grant had a big impact on the Darien Foundation in 2 ways. Number one, it was one of our first big capital grants, and we were really excited to partner with the 4 moms that brought the project to us here at Weed Beach. The second thing is, it got people to feel in town that they could come to us and make presentations and bring their good ideas, and we would be receptive and open to hear those ideas. And it's created a great dialogue between the Darien community and the Darien Foundation.
People need to know that they can do something like this on their own, and with partnering with the Darien Foundation to actually do the funding made it happen.
Test. Test. Live from Dorothy Hamill Rink in Greenwich, Connecticut, it's Varsity Girls Hockey on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, we've got a good one in the FCIAC. Two of the top teams in the state, the Greenwich Cardinals and the Darien Blue Wave. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us. Want to give a shout-out to our DAF Media production crew, Sam Cragen, Chris Benedict, Graydon Overbeck, Katie Duggan, and on camera one, Luke Cini. Now I'm going to turn it over to the gentlemen calling the action this evening, Kevin Keaveney, Craig Wingrove, and Dan Toscano. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Damian. It's a pleasure joining the DAF team to put this broadcast together tonight. As Damian said, I'm joined by Craig Wingrove, who's going to give us a bit of a Greenwich Cardinal perspective, and Dan Toscano with the more blue wave color in his opinion. It should be a great game. These teams have met earlier this season with Darien coming out on top 2-0. But anytime you get a Darien and a Greenwich, or a New Canaan and a Darien and a New Canaan and a Greenwich battling it out on the ice, boys or girls, it should lead for some exciting times. So we're getting ready for the puck drop here. I'll turn it to Craig. Craig, real quick, 3 things the Cardinals need to focus on tonight to contain the Blue Wave.
Well, it's goaltending. Goaltending's been a big difference for the Greenwich Cardinals this year. Jessica Ware in the starting position tonight. Defense and pucks on net. Cardinals got to get pucks on net and get some shots.
All right, we'll get to Dan in a moment. Players underway here. We got Lexi Danielson taking it down the left-hand side. She shoots it high over the net. Piotrowski throws it back in where it's intercepted by Darien, and they're coming out. Sending it through the neutral zone where they're battling back and forth. Emma Wingrove picks it up. She's going down the left wall, puts it right on net. Whitcomb making a good save there. Piotrowski keeps it in. Greenwich able to get a little bit of pressure right on the doorstep. Danielson tries to get it by Whitcomb, but she was denied. Back to Piotrowski. She puts it on net. Lawrence throws it in front, and it's picked up by Catherine Martin, who takes it down, tries to get into the Greenwich zone where it's intercepted by Piotrowski, and she sends it all the way down. Ficucci behind the net. She throws it across to Anderson, who's battling along the wall. Looks like Chelsea Donovan. Now it's picked up by Nell Niffen. She's skating out of the Darien zone. She looks up, hits Caitlin Chan, and they go back to go forward. Chan with a nifty move, coming in on a 1-on-3, takes it wide, gets a shot on Jess Ware, who turns it aside. Delaney Roth threw it up the boards, but Lily Bates was unable to handle it. Now Tess Marciano throws it up. She gets it to Anderson, where there's a sea of blue and white jerseys battling for a puck. Greenwich throws it back towards the Darien defender, and that was picked up by Cece Stein, who sends it across to Sarah Hearns. Little lull in the play here. Delaney Roth throws it across to Tess Marciano, who wasn't there. Now it's picked up by Stein, who had a good shot on net. Lexi Danielson trying to get it out of the Greenwich zone. Lawrence picks it up. She sends it all the way in, where Drugan is back to pick it up. She chips it by the Greenwich player. Sends it along to her teammate, who's unable to connect. Sydney Orzelak has it. She sends it out into the neutral zone. Back to Orzelak, who goes across to Piotrowski, who chips it up to Lawrence. Lawrence gains the Darien zone, drops it for Ficucci, and Lily Bates is behind the net battling for the puck. Orzelak battles along with Kelly Raymond. Darien sends it into the Greenwich zone, where it's picked up by Piotrowski, sends it up to Anderson. Orzelak jumping up into the play, battling for it behind the net. It's being skated out by Kid Eriks. Tries to chip it off the glass. Delayed offsides here. Darien's able to get back on side. Piotrowski threw it up to Jelinek, who was unable to get it. Goes back to the point. Piotrowski picks it up. She gives it across to Wingrove, who gets a great shot on net. Whitcomb turns it aside. Olivia Toscano has it. She tries to chip it across to Kid Eriks, unable to connect there. Piotrowski comes away with it, up to Wingrove, who chips it on into the corner. Catherine Martin has it behind the net, where she's met by Lexi Danielson. Back to Wingrove, and they're unable to connect. Delaney Roth gets it. She sends it all the way in. Puck goes to Danielson. She tries to get it on net, where it's intercepted by, it looks like, Colleen Cassidy. She puts it across to Kid Eriks, who tries to go through the defender. Is unable to maintain control, and now Nell Niffen has it. She's battling with Delaney Roth in the corner. And we've got a goal. Beautiful shot by Chelsea Donovan. She picked up a loose puck in the corner, had a little bit of time and space, got in on Jess Ware, and looks like she may have gone short side high.
Good burst of speed coming out of the corner.
Yeah, she got it in on the short side. Really nice goal by Chelsea Donovan. She's a nice addition to the Blue Wave this year, Dan, right?
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's brought a lot of depth to the blue line. Most of last year, Jamie was playing 4, and they get tired as the game wears on. And this year, they're 6 deep and then some. And so, you'll see a lot of different lines rolling on the D, and it's just an alert play there. And I was watching as Greenwich was dominating the play and getting all the offensive opportunities. You see their defensemen get very involved in the offense. And here's an example of how Darien did the same thing and ended up with the puck in the net.
Well, if your defensemen get up into the play and the play goes the other way, you don't have your defensemen back where you need them. So Greenwich is going to have to be mindful of that tonight.
Yeah, and I think Greenwich has the luxury of a tremendous goalie in Jess Ware, so they can take risk and know that she can be back there to bail them out. Darien plays a little more cautiously as they've been running a little bit of a goalie by committee back there. So you have to take your chances at some point in the game.
Well, that committee's doing very successful. As we get back to action here, Darien has Greenwich hemmed in their own zone. Picked up by Roth, who throws it all the way down, and we're going to get an icing. With 8:52 left in the first period here, Darien out to an early 1-0 lead. Craig, what's Greenwich's response now?
Well, I mean, Darien is just a tremendous team. It takes one good shot, and they're up ahead 1-0. It's more pucks on net. It was good possession in the first 4 or 5 minutes. It's important for Greenwich to answer here.
Kelly Raymond put it out to Kate Bellissimo, who got one on net. A floater that Jess Ware was able to turn aside. Now we have Lucy Edwards battling in the corner with Kate Bellissimo and Emma Wingrove, and Sarah Lawrence is able to come away with it. Right on net to Ware, and she stops it wisely for a whistle. We'll get a face-off to the right of Jess Ware with 8:23 left in the first period. So, Dan, Darien seems to be, you said they're running goaltending by committee. They're doing a pretty good job with it, because I think they've only given up 3 goals this year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And, it's defense by everyone involved. And as you watch the games, you see how much a goalie gets taxed during the course of the game. And, with young goaltenders, you want to have some time to build confidence. And I think, if you're a goaltender on this team and you've got 6 strong defensemen in front of you, you can relax and know they're gonna take care of most of what needs to get taken care of. And you just need to make the saves you're supposed to save, and not necessarily need to stand on your head.
Kid Eriks shoveled that along to the front of the net. Jess Ware covered it up, and Darien's going to make a line change. Looks like we got Peyton Jelinek at the face-off. She'll be going up against. Looks like Nell Niffen took the draw for Darien. Pops out of the Greenwich zone. Looks like Charlotte Moody was back for it. She sent it across to Chan, who chipped it up. Then it's back in on net. And Greenwich scores. Ooh, tough one for the Darien goalie. A little bit of a wobbly puck that may have it got tipped by her defenseman, and she was trying to do everything that a goalie is taught to do. Get your paddle down, have your glove behind it just in case, and it just dribbled through.
Looks like Delaney Roth is going to get credit for that goal.
Greenwich is going to need a little puck luck, and they just got some. So we're back to live action with 7:22 to go here. Greenwich, with a bit of a gift, is able to tie it up. They get the puck into the Darien zone. They're able to keep it in there. Goes back. It looks like that was Martin sending it up. And here comes Kelly Raymond, who goes high over the net. Martin throws it behind. Raymond goes to the corner. She sends it back to Drugan. Drugan puts it on net where it's blocked. Looks like she hit her own player. Kate Bellissimo helping the Greenwich defense out. Ficucci and Anderson battling along with Bellissimo for the puck. Cece Stein has it. She sends it across. Puck on net. Ware is unable to control it. Bellissimo almost got a pretty good look there. Sarah Hearns flying around out there. Greenwich will send the puck all the way down. I'll tell you what, Dan, the skating for the Darien defensemen is pretty impressive. All four of those young ladies that are back there tonight can really go with it.
Yeah, I think team speed, not just at the blue line, but that's an area where this team this year I think is a step up from last year's team. And New Canaan perennially has what I think is the fastest skating teams seemingly year in and year out, and you can measure yourself against them. And last year when we played them, it was hard to keep up with them at times. And this year, we've seen them in a scrimmage in a game, and our girls have been able to keep up with them. So if they're the gold standard, this team has definitely picked up some speed.
All right, back to live action. Piotrowski picked it up. She sent it up to Orzelak, who dumps it in and chases the dump in. She tries to intercept. It's picked up by Chan. She skates it into the Greenwich zone, takes it wide to the backhand, pulls up. She's looking for a good pass out front. Niffen was unable to convert. And Charlotte Moody had it, and she just drew the Darien team off sides. So we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone here. 1-1 with 5:25 to go here in the first period. We've had some good back and forth battling going on. Darien seems to have a little bit of an advantage on the speed. Greenwich seems to have had a little bit of an advantage on zone time. The scoreboard shows 1-1. Jelinek picks it up behind the net. She sends it up to Anderson, who's unable to get it out at the blue line. She finally does. Niffen gets it, sends it back to Drugan. Tries to connect with Chan. She's unable to hold on to it. Bounces back to her. She picks it up, pulls up on the wall. Tried to send a shot on net that just went wide of Jess Ware. Floated behind the Greenwich net where Greenwich was able to exit the zone. Darien coming right back. Niffen had it at the blue line. She sends it over to Donovan. Greenwich takes it the other way, sends it all the way in where Emma Wingrove's battling for it.
Oh, geez.
And there's a little bit of a collision center ice between Chelsea Donovan and Lawrence.
Caroline Lawrence.
That was some solid contact. They hit each other pretty good. Hopefully there's no damage done to either side.
Yeah, they looked okay. It's two freshmen introducing themselves to each other.
Exchanging phone numbers.
I think they both had their heads down, and they'll hopefully learn something from that.
Nice play by Kelly Raymond, using her body to create a little time and space against Katie Piotrowski. Lexi Danielson has it. She sends it up to Caroline Lawrence. She gets it into the zone, tries to throw it on net. Turned aside by Whitcomb.
It's a good example there of when you take the risk of moving your defenseman into the play on the offensive side, how you end up with that odd man rush. And luckily for Darien, that puck ended up in the corner and not in front of the net.
All right, back to live action with 3:22 to go here in the first period. Katie Piotrowski comes down the slot, throws it on net where it's turned aside. It's a little bit of a scrum in front. Facucci and Anderson battling for it. Darien's able to come away with it before Anderson turns it over and sends it back down towards the Darien goalie. That one was chipped up by Hearns. Going all the way back for it is Orszlak, picking up a head of steam here. He's met by Colleen Cassidy. Orszlak's able to gain the zone, throws it on net with a little bit of a off-kilter shot. Lexi Danielson has it. She tried to throw it out front, and there was nobody there from Greenwich to receive. Colleen Cassidy, Kit Eriks has it, sends it across to Toscano, who puts it on net where it's blockered aside by Ware. Danielson picks it up. Catherine Martin has it in the neutral zone. She sends it across to Eriks. Puts it on up to Cassidy. Sends it back up the left wing boards. Lawrence chips it out, gets it across to Danielson. Goes to Wingrove, puts it right on net where Whitcomb turns it aside.
One of the things I think you see from Greenwich in the offensive zone is they're trying to get that puck to the net. I think their attempt there is maybe Darien isn't always as physical enough in front of the net as they should be. So if we get the puck in there and you get a loose rebound, anything can happen. We've seen it 4 or 5 times here in the first period, and that can't be by accident.
Yeah, I think Coach Lurchin may have scouted that, and maybe they want to impose their will and be the tougher team between the hash marks and try and get some greasy goals that way. The one thing they have to be careful of is when you start coming down and you get 3 or 4 players on that doorstep, that creates a lot of space for Darien to make plays going the other way. So Greenwich certainly has to be careful. All right, back to live action here, getting close to the last minute of the first period. Puck sent around where Jelinek picks it up. She sent it on net. It's tipped high and over the crossbar. Jelinek and Anderson were battling, trying to go tape to tape behind the net. Now it's picked up by Donovan, who wheels the Greenwich net, sends it across to Niffen, who tried to send it across to Cece Stein, intercepted by Lily Bates, it looks like.
Yeah, a little impatience there by Caitlin Chan with a 2-on-2 opportunity, with a lot of ice and room to move. They both came in right on the net, and that allowed the defense to just collapse in on them.
Nice play by Cece Stein there. She picked up a puck just outside the Greenwich blue line. Didn't have a lot of help with her, so rather than get too cute with it, she just threw it on net, forced Ware to make a save. Raymond comes off the draw, and she tries to make a play to the front of the net, but it looked like she was tripped up, but there was no penalty on the play. We'll have a face-off after the Greenwich ice to the right of Jess Ware with 26.9 seconds left in the first period. Greenwich and Darien tied at 1. Danielson's able to win the draw versus Bellissimo. Lucy Edwards came out of the corner with it. She threw it on net, and there was a mad scrum in front of Jess Ware. Darien looking to poke in a loose rebound or two.
Darien's coming out very aggressive out of the corners and getting good shots on net.
Off the draw, Bellissimo wins it Back to Edwards. She tried to get it on net, but it was blocked and sent back the other way. And as we come to the end of the first period here, Bellissimo throws a weak one on net and will finish the first period tied 1-1. Getting ready for the second period coming up here shortly. So, Dan, what'd you like about Darien's game that period? What can they improve on this period?
Well, I think they got out to a fast start moving their feet. And that's something that we've seen in a couple of games earlier this season where they were really slow, when the puck dropped at the beginning of the first period. And I think maybe that might have been out of necessity because I think Greenwich came out ready to skate and try to get past them. So I like the fact that they're moving their feet. There are a couple things that have been really focus points for them offensively. How and when they're passing, how the passes are received, and keeping the block shots to a minimum. You saw one there at the end of the first period that almost resulted in an offensive chance when Darien should be trying to poke one in. So that's good. I only saw one of those. I haven't seen our vaunted fourth line yet. We've got an all freshman fourth line. I suspect we'll see them here in the second period. You'll certainly see them early in the third period to try to keep fresh legs.
I think that will certainly be a decided advantage for Darien because I think that's where Greenwich could run into some troubles as they have some injuries, and the depth could be tested this evening. Craig, what'd you like about Greenwich's game? What can they do to improve upon that first period?
Well, puck possession was really important for Greenwich. I think Greenwich had the puck more than Darien, but Darien certainly had more quality chances on net. And as I said at the top of the broadcast, pucks on net are important, and we saw that puck bounce in a few times on the instant replay during the break. And I think that's what Greenwich needs to do is to keep possession, get pucks on net, and crash.
All right, so we're back to live action here. Darien wins the opening draw of the second period. Kit Eriks takes it down, gets a good shot on net. Greenwich is able to recover and get it out of their end and get it all the way into the Darien zone. Colleen Cassidy tries to chip it out. Emery Facucci has it down at the low right circle, but she loses it. Lily Bates has it. She's battling for it. Gets it to Facucci. She comes in, tries to dipsy doodle around the Darien defender, Catherine Martin, and she gets stripped of the puck. Martin looks up for one of her teammates, and nobody was there. Orzelak sends it back, and Drugan chips it by Orzelak. They're passing it back and forth there a little bit. I think nobody wants to make a mistake.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get that line change finished. So it's smart to pull the puck back and give your forwards a little bit more time.
We've got the dreaded second period long change that certainly can wreak havoc on any team that gets bottled up in their own zone. Very hard to find that needed change at times. Looks like we've got Chan and Donovan and Niffen out there right now for Darien, going up against Danielson, Bates, and Lawrence.
So, Craig, I'm a little curious. Talk to us about lines, forward lines. I think the D's been pretty established for some time here, but what's Alex been doing over the course of the season? Has he kept them all sort of lined up, or has he been moving around trying to find a formula for goals?
Well, the first two lines have been more or less set most of the season. First line has been pretty consistent with Wingrove between Danielson and Lawrence. There's been a little bit of shifting on the second and third line, but as Kevin points out, I don't think Greenwich has the depth that Darien has, and that does come back later in the game and can hurt the team.
All right, with 12:44 to go here in the second period, we're going to get a face-off to the right of Jess Ware in the Greenwich zone after they iced it. Yeah, I think to Craig's point, they've had a little bit of shifting on the bottom, the second and third lines. Hopefully they can get healthy here as we get into the latter part of the season and get some chemistry brewing.
Yeah, we had some interesting moves when Sydney Orzelak was down for several games. Emery Facucci came back and played some defense and had a couple of excellent games back there on D, and maybe that's something that Coach Lurchin will look at later in the season, as he might be looking to strengthen other areas of the team.
Yeah, well, Sydney Orzelak not being in the lineup is just an absolute huge loss. I mean, she is just so powerful and quick and steady at the blue line, and I think sometimes having your forwards move back and see the game from a different vantage point, they see some things, and maybe they see some things they've heard the coaches harping on in practice, but they really didn't click. And when you move back to that position, you see things a little differently.
Couldn't agree more with that, Dan. That's so true. Different perspectives gives you a different appreciation for what somebody who's a defenseman goes through, and it can help you become a better forward.
Yeah. The other place you can get a really interesting vantage point is when your line's out there and you're sitting on the bench.
Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. All right, so we're going to get another face-off to the right of Jess Ware. We've got, looks like Kit Eriks, Lucy Edwards, and Olivia Toscano out there. Eriks wins the draw. Toscano came through to pick it up. Got chipped away into the corner where she battles with Orzelak. Darien gets it to the front of the net where there's a bit of a scrum, but no goal. So we'll have another face-off just to the right of Jess Ware with 11:27 to go here in the second period. Danielson's able to win the draw versus Eriks. She sends it around to Caroline Lawrence, who chips it up to Emma Wingrove. She's beaten to the puck by Colleen Cassidy. Greenwich draws themselves off sides. Catherine Martin makes a good pass up to Eriks, who tries to get a shot on net, which is deflected by Piotrowski. Piotrowski rings it around the boards to Danielson. She sends it up and across to Lawrence, who's unable to control it. Goes back to Piotrowski, who puts it across to Orzelak. She comes up, gains the zone, takes a shot that's blocked by Drugan. And her partner, Catherine Martin's able to pick it up. Now Orzelak picks it up, and we're going to get our first penalty. Looks like Greenwich is going to go on the man advantage here. Lexi Danielson and Kit Eriks got tangled up, and they're going to call Kit for a body check. So Greenwich will have a 2-minute power play here. Face off to the right of Whitcomb. Wingrove wins the draw. Back to Orzelak, puts it on net, and Whitcomb didn't know that she had the puck underneath her pads.
I thought she was going to slide back with the puck under her pad and might go past the line.
Wingrove loses her glove off the draw. Looks like Edwards picked it up and sent it all the way down. She's out there with Bellissimo. Orzelak sends it across, picks it up, takes it across the blue line. She puts it on net. Gloved by Whitcomb. Comes all the way around. Wingrove has it. She's unable to control it. Back out to the neutral zone. Wingrove gives it to Piotrowski. Intercepted by Darien. Back to Orzelak. Over to Marciano. She shoots it high and wide. Piotrowski back to Orzelak. And to what Dan was saying, we've got a breakaway for Darien. She puts it on net. Not a great shot, flips it over the net, but good job by Lucy Edwards to get in the shooting lane and defend. Bellissimo picks it up. She puts a good shot on net. Orzelak may have gotten a gift there by not getting called for a penalty. She took Bellissimo's legs out from underneath her. And Greenwich will ice it. There'll be a face-off back in the Greenwich zone. with 9:18 to go in the second period, and Greenwich still on the man advantage for the next 39 seconds.
Just going to have to throw out some kudos to Lucy Edwards there to knowingly stand in front of a shot from the point off the stick of Sydney Orzelak. Is you think long and hard before you do that. So it's nice that she was rewarded with an offensive opportunity for taking the bruise that she'll be feeling tomorrow.
They say you have a high hockey IQ when you know how to get into the shooting lanes. That I don't know that you want to stand in front of too many pucks, especially not Sydney Orzelak. All right, back to live action here. Piotrowski sends it across to Roth, who chips it in. She's battling with the Darien player. Goes behind the net. Up the boards to Anderson, throws it in front, where it's pushed aside by the Darien players. Nell Niffen picks it up. Katie Piotrowski has it. She shoots it high and wide. Niffen tries to get it out of the zone. Caroline Anderson has it. Excuse me, Elizabeth Anderson. Caitlin Chan had a good chance there. Went in alone on Ware, was unable to convert.
Well, Darien came right off the end of that penalty with some serious offensive pressure there coming off that last block.
Killing a penalty is always a great way to jumpstart your offense. Nice play by Cece Stein, who almost hit Toscano up the middle. Greenwich putting themselves in a tight spot there, letting the Darien player walk down the slot. Cece Stein had a golden opportunity. This goes back for Moody, who sends it around to Stein, who gets it up to Toscano. Tries to put it across to Eriks, where it's intercepted by Wingrove. Now Danielson picks it up. She tried to puck handle away around the defenseman, and she lost control of it. Toscano brings it out. She tries to hit Eriks on a stretch pass, and just outside the reach of Kit Eriks. We'll get an icing, and we'll get a face-off to the right of Whitcomb.
A lot of actions on both sides, Kevin. This has been a tremendous game. A lot of shooting. Both defense are in on the action.
Well, two good teams that like to battle against each other and have had many good additions the last few years. Overtime games, championship games. Always a fun time watching these two compete against each other. Back to live action here with 7:04 to go in the second period. Cece Stein wheels the net, tries to get it up to Kelly Raymond, who gets it to Kate Bellissimo. She runs into Sydney Orzelak. Not something I'd want to do. Raymond's battling two Greenwich players for it. Sends it back to Bellissimo, who loses an edge. Sends it back up to Raymond, who has it. Comes in, takes a shot on net, just wide. Down the near wall here. Sea of players battling for it. Greenwich just chips it out, sends it all the way down, but we will not go for an icing. Cece Stein back for it. She stops behind the net. Now Jelinek pressures her. She tries to send it up the middle to Bellissimo, who's unable to connect. Greenwich sends it up the wall, just gets out of the zone. Hearns going back, ragging it a little bit, waiting for her teammates to get back on side.
Yeah, I think she wasn't sure if Cece was going to come off for a change or not. She looked like she was heading to the bench and then thought the better of it.
Nice pass by Stein to Niffen, just a couple of inches from being a good start to an offensive opportunity. Now we got Drugan and Martin out there on defense for Darien. Martin sends a good pass to Chan, who's coming in on Orzelak. He's unable to get by her. Chan tries to throw it out front, unable to connect. Goes back to Martin. She shoots it, stopped by Sydney Orzelak.
I think one of the disadvantages for both these teams is they know each other so well. They've played together so much that they know each other's favorite moves.
Yep. There was an exciting moment for the Darien goalie, or one of her teammates turned the puck over in front and almost gave Delaney, I think it was Delaney Roth, a juicy opportunity. Danielson throws it on net, and Greenwich scores. A deflection off of Kate Drugan gets by Whitcomb, and Greenwich takes a 2-1 lead. Lexi didn't get much on that shot, but it got going in the right direction. Hit Drugan's skate blade and goes in.
Well, that's what happens when you get the puck to the net, right?
Nothing bad's going to happen if you get pucks to the net. All right, we got Carolyn Clark and Charlotte Moody back on D here for Darien. Lawrence throws it behind the net. Danielson has it. She sends it out in front. Back to Piotrowski, who puts it on net. Shoots it wide. Erickson, Danielson battle for it. Moody comes away with it. Puck goes the length of the ice, but there'll be no icing as it was tipped by the Greenwich player. Katie Piotrowski's battling with Cassidy behind the net. Wingrove comes in to support. Puck goes back to Moody, who's unable to get a shot off on net. She sends it down the wall where Darien and Greenwich battle for it behind the Greenwich goal. Comes all the way around up the near boards. Player falls on it, and Wingrove comes away with it. She gives it to Danielson, who puts it on net. Turned aside by Whitcomb. Carolyn Clark wheels the net, sends it up to Kelly Raymond. Lily Bates has it. She throws it on net, gets turned aside by Whitcomb. Fukuchi's on it, battling Moody. Bates has it. Up to Roth, puts it back down to Bates. Bates sends it to the middle. Fukuchi with a one-timer just misses. Orzelak puts it on net, gets turned into the corner off a Darien body. And now Delaney Roth gets stripped of the puck by Cassidy. She had a good shot on net. And I think we may get a Greenwich penalty here.
I think it's an indicator that it just went out of play.
Oh, okay. It looked like he was given a little bit of a hooking signal there. I think making it was deflected off the goalie, so the puck will stay inside. With 3:05 left in the second period, Greenwich has a 2-1 lead. We'll have another face-off here to the left of Jess Ware. Jelinek tried to win it back. Darien comes away with it. Hearns and Lawrence battle for it. Lawrence and Stein battle for it behind the net. Danielson gets it. She's battling with Hearns. CeCe Stein comes away with it. She motors up ice, skates past Jelinek, where she runs back into Lawrence. Greenwich intercepts it, sends it up. Danielson chips it all the way across where Lawrence isn't able to get to it. Picked up by Lucy Edwards, who sends it all the way back in. I don't know if Coach Lurchin was calling for too many men there, but it was close. Drugan picks it up, wheels the net. Lily Bates puts some pressure on her. She mishandles it. Kelly Raymond picks up the puck for Darien. Another good shot for Darien. In close on Jess Ware, who's able to make the save and deflect it out of play.
Yeah, Greenwich we just couldn't get the puck here out of the zone. That was Tess Marciano that couldn't clear the zone. And that's dangerous against this Darien team.
I think that I didn't hear the iron, but just looking at the replay monitor, it looks like she may have caught a little crossbar and out.
Indeed.
All right, with just under 2 minutes to play here in the second period, Darien and Greenwich battling in the Greenwich zone. Greenwich is able to get it up. put it up to Elizabeth Anderson, who sends it all the way in. Lily Bates on the puck. She's being helped by Emma Wingrove. Bates sends it across, and it's picked up by Nell Niffen, who carries it out of the Darien zone, through the neutral zone, gains the Greenwich zone, but is unable to get it deep there. Danielson was not able to clear the zone, but now Greenwich sends it all the way down on net. Whitcomb turns it aside. Moody picks it up. She's getting ahead of steam here, out into the neutral zone. Gains the Greenwich zone where she button hooks and loses an edge. Now Kid Eriks has it. She gets it on net where Jess Wares makes the stop and wisely covers.
You know, on the one hand, the scoreboard says it's 2-1. It's really just a deflection, you know, in terms of the difference on the scoreboard. But, you know, as I'm watching this period unfold, and I think the Darien team's going to hear about this in the locker room, the energy level's gone way down on that side. They're getting beaten to pucks. They're getting outskated. And I don't think Jamie's going to have much patience for that. That's usually when you see that fourth line come out and they've got fresh legs and they're looking to, you know, to find some playing time.
The energy line. All right, with just under 30 seconds to go here, Elizabeth Anderson chips it into the Darien zone. She's able to get her own chip in. She almost threw it out front to Fukuchi. Cassidy has it, sends it back to Piotrowski, who hits her own player, and Greenwich is offsides. Here comes Hearns. She throws it the length of the ice on Ware, who's able to wisely stop it and send it off into the corner where it doesn't do anything. So we'll be back in the third, at the start of the third period.
Kevin, I'm going to jump on real quick. Just want to give a shout out to our production crew, all student volunteers, high school students do a tremendous job bringing you the sights and sounds of these live stream broadcasts. Sam Cragen is our director. Our instant replay coordinator is Katie Duggan. As we take another look at this replay right here, camera 1 operator is Luke Cini. Camera 2 operator is Graydon Overbeck. And Chris Eggs-Benedict is our production assistant. But we are, after 2 periods, Greenwich up 2-1. We will be back with more live hockey. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We'll be back.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there. As it continues to build a legacy for our youth, as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
In 2008, a group of 4 women came together to create a playground by the beach for kids to have fun.
We thought it would be great to have a playground at the beach. We live in a community that's on the water, and it would be really fun to be able to appreciate that. There was a playground here originally, but it was in the backwoods and there were mosquitoes. It was very, very unappealing and no one wanted to go there. Building and designing and fundraising the playground definitely took a good amount of time.
We had to fund it. It was $250,000. We had an estimate given to us. We had to fundraise for that amount of money, and we started out with different ways of doing that.
One of my good friends did PR, one did the graphic design. I ended up being in charge of selling all of the bricks. We had someone doing the playground design, and we were all moms who were mothers of preschoolers who had just left the workforce.
We approached a lot of different big companies, and they said they couldn't fund us. We weren't really reaching the amount that we needed to reach. We decided to go ahead and ask the Darien Foundation for a large donation to kind of kickstart the campaign.
The Darien Foundation wanted us to expand the project a little bit because they felt like the playground was really only for the 2 to 6-year-olds. Once the Darien Foundation agreed to pledge money, the town agreed that we could put swings in.
When other people heard that we had gotten money from the Darien Foundation, they were able to say, well, this is going to happen. This idea is actually going to come to fruition. So a lot of people then came on as funders. Local businesses came, more families decided to buy bricks because they knew that this playground was really going to happen. It wasn't just some pipe dream of 19 moms.
Well, one of the great aspects of the playground as we designed it was that we had it open to the beach because the kids love running back and forth to the water and then back to the playground. One of my favorite parts of the playground is that it's in the shape of the nautical theme with the ship and the lighthouse, given that it's on the beach.
It's because of the playground that the parents come and really take the time and enjoy, have their coffee, and watch their kids grow up and have fun.
Playground by the Sound has been an important part of the community for 10 years. During our 3rd annual Weed Beach Fest this June, we made the playground kind of a center point of the actual event. In honor of the 10th birthday of the Playground by the Sound, the Darien Foundation hosted our Kids Cove, and for the first time we were able to offer it open and free to the public for over 400 kids to enjoy, and we are so thankful for the Darien Foundation.
The Playground by the Sound grant had a big impact on the Darien Foundation in two ways. Number one, it was our first, or one of our first, big capital grants, and we were really excited to partner with the 4 moms that brought the project to us here at Weed Beach. The second thing is, it got people to feel in town that they could come to us and make presentations and bring their good ideas, and we would be receptive and open to hear those ideas. And it's created a great dialogue between the Darien community and the Darien Foundation.
People need to know that they can do something like this on their own, and with partnering with the Darien Foundation to actually do the funding made it happen.
We are back here live on the DAF Media Network, about to drop the puck on the third period of this varsity girls hockey game between Darien and Greenwich. The Cardinals with a 2-1 lead on a big goal in the second period. Our DAF Media production crew, our director Sam Cragen, our instant replay coordinator is Katie Duggan, our production assistant is Chris Eggs-Benedict, our camera 1 operator is Luke Sini, and our camera 2 operator, ice level, is Graydon Overbeck. Once again, we'll send it back to the gentlemen calling the action, Kevin Keaveney, Craig Wingrove, and Dan Toscano.
All right, thank you, Damien. As we get ready for the third period to start here, Greenwich came out. They got a couple of laps around their end of the rink, and they've been waiting on Darien ever since. What do you think the girls in the Darien locker room were saying to each other? Because the coaches were out on the bench.
I think there's a statement there, and I think it's a couple-fold. And one is, you guys know what you're supposed to do. You're a deep team. You've got really good balance from seniors down to freshmen, and you know what you need to do. And if you're not going to put your complete effort out there, you're not going to win this game. And they have a way of communicating that in a way that when that team's sitting in the locker room by themselves, I think they realize the only people who can help us are in this locker room right now. The coaches can't skate for us. They can't make us play harder. Only we can do it. And you need somebody in that locker room to stand up and tell her teammates what they need to do and what she's willing to do to win this game. And I think that happened. I was watching them come out. There wasn't a single set of eyes off the ground as they were walking out there. They looked like they understood what they need to do.
Craig, what do you think? What do you think Greenwich has to do to counterpunch, if I may, what's sure to be a violent and vicious attack from Darien to start this third period?
I think Greenwich is equally as fired up. I like that Greenwich was out on the ice early and got a couple of laps around the ice. And let's face it, not a whole lot of goals have been past the Darien defense and the Darien goalies. And Greenwich has 2 on the board. It's a 15-minute period. They're going to play their hearts out to try to close this out.
All right, so we got the start of the third period underway. One change for Coach Tropsa in the Blue Wave. It looks like number 1, Claire Halp, is between the pipes. See if she can help start it for her teammates. And Toscano puts a good wrister on net, and Ware smartly collects the puck, stops it, takes the whistle, and we'll get a face-off to the left of Jess Ware. We got Emery Facucci going up against Kid Eriks at the face-off dot. Facucci wins it back to Piotrowski. She brings it in front of her net, sends it up to Elizabeth Anderson. Tries to get by Hearns, unable to. Hearns sends it back to the Greenwich zone, where Greenwich picks it up and sends it back the other way. Orzelak and Cassidy chase it. Orzelak sends it all the way around. Piotrowski squeaks it by Hearns. Facucci gets it by her to Anderson, and Hearns hustles back, picks up the puck, sends it around to Chan. She collects it, sends it up to Niffen, who's unable to control it. Puck goes back into the Darien end. Cece Stein, quick turn, sends it up to Niffen. She's through the neutral zone. She gets a shot on net, and Ware stops the puck again. I think that's Jess got the right idea here. If you want to slow down Darien, take some whistles and keep the pace of play a little slower.
Yeah, I think that's very wise at Jess Ware and saving some legs for the Greenwich side. At this stage, I doubt Coach Lurchin's going to elongate the bench and stay with his top 2 lines here.
All right, Wingrove and Niffen battle at the face-off dot. Wingrove wins it up to Danielson, who gets it out of the zone, and now it's brought back in by Carolyn Clark. Greenwich sends it the other way, where Moody's back for it. She wheels the net, picks up a head of steam, crosses the red line, gains the blue line, sends it on net, and Ware catches it in her glove and holds on to it. We'll get the face-off with 13:10 left here in the third period to the right of Jess Ware. Emery Facucci and Kate Bellissimo battle for it. Delaney Roth picks up the puck. She gets it up to Lily Bates. It squeaks by Drugan. Catherine Martin's back for it. She's being chased down by Anderson. Delaney Roth sends it up. Lily Bates gets it. She sends it all the way in, all the way around to the left side, where Anderson picks it up, sends it to Facucci. She doesn't get much on her shot. And we'll battle along the far boards here. Anderson, Facucci. And it looks like Looks like Bellissimo came away with it.
You know, the opportunity for Darien to really put that speed to work, a breakaway opportunity here, didn't see it up ice, is you got to get that puck out of your defensive zone and out in the neutral zone and give them some room to use that speed. Greenwich team has done a really nice job just tangling them up there and taking that away.
A little scramble in front of the net here. Back to Cece Stein, who tries to put it on net just wide of Jess Ware. Piotrowski's battling two Darien players, Cassidy and, Edwards and Bellissimo. Now it's back into the neutral zone where Peyton Jelinek gets it and sends it all the way in. Greenwich intercepts. Edwards and Piotrowski were battling for it. Sent across to the neutral zone. Moody comes across just offside. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone.
And one thing I'm looking for here, and I'm not really seeing it, to be honest with you, is a sense of urgency on this Darien team. You're down a goal. You have had trouble getting the puck past a goalie who's, as we know, incredibly talented, and yet kind of feels a little bit like going through the motions. It's nice to be calm. You don't want to panic. But at the same time, you want to create some opportunities, and they haven't seen those yet in the first 3 minutes and 50 seconds of this last period.
We've had a lot of stops by Jess Ware and a couple of icings by Greenwich. It's been hard for Darien to get any sort of cohesive momentum going here. We'll have a face-off to Jess Ware with 11:10 to go in this third period. Wingrove wins it cleanly back to Piotrowski, sends it around to Danielson. She chips it by Moody. And the Darien and Greenwich players battle for it along on the near boards. Looks like Carolyn Clark and Emma Wingrove.
And here's a good example right here where you got to use your speed to your advantage. You got a nice wide open sheet of ice and control of the puck, and they're just having difficulty getting that breakout established.
I think what may work against Darien a little bit is you've got such a small neutral zone here at Dorothy Hamill. There's not a lot of room. They're used to playing on a little bigger sheet of ice, which gives them more room to stretch their legs. But everybody's playing on the same rink, so it's the same for both teams. Danielson picks it up. She tries to send it to Fukuchi all the way down the Darien end. It's not going to go far enough for icing. Catherine Martin turned, sent it up the wall where Tess Marciano got it. Anderson has it, and Darien's going to send it all the way down, get an icing, and we'll have a face-off back to the right of Claire Halp.
So, Craig, I'm going to ask you a question. We were talking about this in one of our previous games with all these icings. How do you feel about the rule in girls high school hockey? Actually, I think it's all high school hockey, where the teams can change lines on the icing.
Well, I mean, frankly, I'm not a fan. I do wish there was more consistency in rules across all levels of hockey. You seem to need a slide ruler or some type of encyclopedia to know what the rules are, depending on which kid you're going to go watch that day. So some consistency across the rules, I think would be wise, but be that as it may, this is what we're dealt with in high school hockey.
Yeah, so Bill Kirby was saying in one of our previous games, when you run a short bench, this gives you an opportunity to basically get free timeouts by just icing the puck, and you can rest your players a little bit and change them up. And it kind of looked like that was a strategy in the game Darien played against New Canaan a couple weeks ago, where Coach Buellin was running two lines, and there were an awful lot of icings.
Nice play by Tess Marciano here. Caitlin Chan, obviously everybody knows she's a great figure skater. She's got some pretty good jets on the hockey rink as well. She had a fairly good look at a breakaway, and Tess Marciano showed some speed of her own. And Greenwich, a little out of sorts, sends it all the way down, and with 8:54, we'll get a face-off to the right of Jess Ware. Greenwich Lady Cardinals leading the Darien Blue Wave 2-1. We'll have Kate Bellissimo against Emery Ficucci at the dot. Ficucci tries to win it. Kelly Raymond picked it up and almost got a good shot. Just deflected away from Jess Ware. Katie Piotrowski has it. Sends it up to Anderson, who chips it by Clark. Clark sends it all the way around. Raymond battling for it. She loses it to Ficucci. Ficucci sends it on net. Clark has it. She sends it back up to Raymond. She backhands it across to Bellissimo, who comes in on a 2-on-1. She's got Lucy Edwards with her, and that puck is deflected out of play.
And you got to keep your head up there. When you have a 2-on-1 like that, and the best you can come up with is a contested shot, you got to play that puck over and try to create a more wide open look.
All right, Danielson wins it back to Orzelak. Jelinek battling with Raymond behind the net. Orzelak there. Danielson chips it up where Catherine Martin's able to corral it. She gets it, sends it in, chases her dump. She has it behind the net. She's looking to get it out in front. Deflected off of Piotrowski's skates over to the far boards, where Carolyn Lawrence battles for it. And Peyton Jelinek gets it and sends it all the way down, and we'll have another Greenwich icing with 7:38 to go in the third period. We'll get a face-off to the left of Jess Ware. What do you do? Do you just keep icing the puck here, Craig?
Well, certainly not. In fact, Greenwich didn't even get a line change there on that possession, but certainly they're looking to get the puck out, and we're certainly going to see some dump and chase from the Cardinals.
Toscano battles with Roth and is able to come away with it, send it back to the point, but it just skips out of the zone. Hearns has it. She tried to go up the ice with it and got stripped of it. Goes back to Cece Stein. She sends it up. Delaney Roth keeps it in, sends it down into the corner. Hearns has it again. She sends it around to Toscano, who can't get it. Out of the Greenwich zone. Delaney Roth does a 360, gets it up out of the zone. And Cece Stein's bringing it back in.
Just I credit again the Greenwich defense in the neutral zone is just disrupting the Darien offense. I mean, that's where it's ending. They may get the puck in the zone and they may have control of the puck, but they just seem so off of what they're trying to do by the time they get there that they're not really getting good scoring chances.
A little bit of a picket fence type defense. You can see where you want to go, but you can't get there. And if you do get there, you got some wire that's going to snag on you. So here we go. We've got we got tangled up there. Moody and Lawrence. Lawrence gets it, sends it all the way in. And it looks like Clark is back for it. She's skating it out. She sends it across to Donovan. Piotrowski picks it up, sends it up to Lawrence. She gets it out of the zone, goes across to Clark, who tried to send it across to Chan. And Orzelak intercepts. Lawrence sends it down all the way behind. Elizabeth Anderson skating for it. She sends it up to Piotrowski. She sends it back down to Anderson. Tries to put it behind. It goes out front. There's no Greenwich player there to receive it. Nell Niffen chases down Piotrowski, loses an edge. Lily Bates and Catherine Martin battling for it in the far corner.
Yeah, Darien team's got to be careful here. I mean, they're giving Greenwich an awful lot of time in the offensive zone, and they managed to put another puck in the net here, and that's going to be a really tough lead to overcome. They've got to be careful. Aside from the fact that they've given away 10 minutes of this third period.
Here we go. Carolyn Lawrence in alone on a breakaway. And great save by Claire Halp to keep it a 2-1 game. Back to your point, Dan. They have to be careful. We've seen that a couple of times tonight where they've had a turnover off a block shot or an intercepted pass. That's given Greenwich a good opportunity.
Puck's on net, Kevin. Puck's on net, and this could be really interesting.
Here we go. Emma Wingrove. Emma Wingrove scores. She gets it by her on the short side. Lexi Danielson had the puck, put it on net. Wingrove caught the rebound and went short side on Halp. That's a goal scorer's goal. We can confirm, that did cross the line, and Greenwich now has a 3-1 lead with 4:32 left in the third period. Well, hopefully Greenwich doesn't forget last year when they were down 2 goals late in the game to Darien and they were able to rally. Exciting game, especially because it was the playoffs. Darien's getting a little bit physical here. Kelly Raymond sandwiched Lily Bates against the boards. Greenwich coaches were looking for a call, but the refs are going to let the ladies play. Bates tried to get it out of the zone, intercepted by Edwards, and it looks like Bates got hit again.
Raymond and Bates are certainly getting to know each other on this shift.
Sydney Orzlak goes over. She tries to get it out. No luck there. And Katie Piotrowski, the old steady defenseman. Great Darien has it. And unfortunately, Hearns lost control of it. She had a golden opportunity right in the high slot where Greenwich thought better of letting that play continue and got it all the way down. They will take an ice, but better than the alternative, giving Sarah Hearns a point-blank shot from just above the hash marks. Oh, Nell Miffin right in front of the net, couldn't control it. Looks like Donovan and Roth were saying hi to each other over there. Tess Marciano comes around the net with it, sends it up to Lawrence. There'll be no icing. Lexi Danielson and Wingrove have it. Danielson threw it on net. Goes out to the point where Marciano sends it back down below the goal line.
A little surprised Greenwich didn't go for a change there, given the short bench and the time left in the game. But they're putting good offensive pressure on, so I guess why not?
Good shot by Donovan. Almost caught Ware looking the other way, and no icing. Ref waves it off, saying that the Darien player could have gotten it before it crossed the goal line. Toscano picks it up. She tried to send it out. They're going to wave off that icing as it was an intended pass that wound up getting tipped by the Greenwich player. And now Cassidy and Kit Eriks were battling for it behind the net against Piotrowski. Jelinek has it going down the left-hand side. She hits the Darien defender in the shin guards. And Colleen Cassidy comes out with it. She loses an edge at the Greenwich blue line. Orzlak picks it up, sends it across to Piotrowski. She tries to put it up to Anderson. Anderson decides better to go for the bench and a change. Cece Stein picking up a head of steam, gains the Greenwich blue line, throws it on net. Great blocker save by Ware. Wingrove and Orzlak battling for it behind the net. Bellissimo And Darien has emptied their goal for an extra attacker. We got a 6-on-5 here. Wingrove and Piotrowski battling for it. And we're going to get a penalty on Greenwich with 40 seconds left. Katie Piotrowski is going to get called for the hook. She got her stick in on Edwards, twisted her, turned her, and ultimately Edwards fell down, and the ref had to call a penalty.
The ref had to call it, and that takes off, Greenwich's most steady defenseman. You were about to say something about her a few shifts ago. She's just incredible in the defensive side, and looks like Darien is going to call a timeout here to regroup. So that will change the look that Coach Lurch has on this penalty kill.
Well, Katie Piotrowski is, the epitome of a defensive defenseman. She can provide offense for you, but she is always in the right spot. Very high IQ, always makes the easy, smart play. And yes, Greenwich is going to be at a disadvantage with her in the box rather than on the ice. All right, I'm going to go to Dan Toscano and put you on the hot seat here. You're Jamie Tropson. What are you doing here?
He told me not to say anything not nice about him, so I might have to pass on that. But I think what he's trying to do now is make sure they understand how to use that extra skater. They work on it in practice, but there's only so much you can do when you have 60 minutes or 70 minutes for a practice. And I think he wants to make sure he gets the most out of having that extra skater. And normally that means I want two of you in front of the net, and you got to be battling. They're going to try to push you around. They're going to try to put you on your butt. You got to stay on your feet. You got to stay alert for the puck. You got to keep your stick on the ice. And all we're really looking for here is a deflection. I don't need you to score the prettiest goal on the planet. I think that's the message.
All right, with 40 seconds to go here in the third period, Darien with a 6-on-5. They win the draw. Controlled by Drugan across to Martin. That's blocked by, I believe, Lawrence. Martin throws it. It's blocked again by Greenwich, and Delaney Roth sends it around. Lawrence has it. She's battling Bellissimo. Under 20 seconds here in the third period. Bellissimo threw a good shot on net. That was deflected wide. Drugan threw it down low. Edwards has it. Up to Martin. Back down to Edwards. Across to Drugan. And that'll be it. The Greenwich Cardinals skate away with a 3-1 victory over the Darien Blue Wave. We will see these two teams battle a couple more times this season, I would think. For myself, Kevin Keaveney, and my partners, Craig Wingrove and Dan Toscano, thank you for joining us this evening, and a special thanks to Damian Andrew for allowing us to be part of this broadcast.
Kevin, want to thank you very much, you and Craig. It's always great working with you, and of course Dan Toscano, who is a fixture on these DAF Media Hockey broadcasts. Again, as we take another look here, Greenwich, impressive 3-1 win over Darien, big FCIAC rivalry. And as you mentioned, Kevin, no doubt we will probably see these two teams again later on down the road in this season. I want to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew, our director Sam Cragen, instant replay coordinator Katie Duggan, camera 1 operator up on the scaffolding did a terrific job, Luke Cini, our camera 2 operator Graydon Overbeck, and Chris Eggs Benedict, our production assistant. So for the entire crew, I'm Damian Andrew. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great weekend. Once again, the Greenwich Cardinals prevail in impressive fashion over Darien, 3-1 the final. You've been watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.